With the growth of his company, Ferrucio Lamborghini had become rich and he was able to buy the best. In cars, this meant Ferrari, but the cars from Maranello didn't fully reach his high standards. When he complained to his near neighbour Enzo Ferrari about a noisy gearbox in the new car he had bought, Lamborghini was in effect told, "I'll build cars, you stick to tractors." It was a challenge he could not ignore, and in 1963 he showed an engineless prototype GT car at the Turin Motor Show. Its lines were not generally admired, but at the Geneva show in 1964, Lamborghini showed its first production model, the 350 GT. With a V12 engine designed by Giotto Bizzarini and a chassis by Giampaolo Dallara clothed by a body by Touring of Milan, it was an immediate success. To Bob Wallace, one of the first specialists to join the new company of Automobili Lamborghini, it compared very favourably with the Ferraris of the day.
It was a far better car in all respects than the then current production 250 GT Ferrari is. It was years and years ahead of them, both engine-wise and chassis-wise. An extremely light car and very, very good aerodynamically, very quick and very, very safe handling car. Probably of all the early front-engine V12 cars, it was probably the best one we ever built. First engine was the work of Giotto Bizzarini. It was basically a competition race-oriented engine. All the subsequent redesign and transferring it and changing it to a road engine was the work of Dallara. The engine, as everybody knows, was originally conceived by Bizzarini, not by the Japanese or any of the rumors that have been going around, as a 1.5 litre Formula One engine. It grew to its 3.5 litre size, was proposed to Lamborghini, and was built and paid for on the condition that it developed so much horsepower, and it did that and more.
The Jarama of 1970 set Wallace thinking about road testing.
With an Italian test plate in those days, you couldn't break any laws. Oh yes, open exhaust, racing tires, the whole rest of it. No, we drove it around as a normal road car. Oh, just running down the freeway and some insane speed with a bunch of wool tufts on the car and someone else beside you. We'd limit that to around 140, something like that. All the testing back then was done on the roads, except for the use of Pirelli's test facility up in Visola, and looking back on it, we had to have been stark raving mad. Always was an intense rivalry. Everybody thought that they were better than the next guy. Everybody thought their car was quicker and better, and the odd street race, the crazy trips between Milan and Modena North on seeing who could get the toll ticket with the quickest time, and you would race each other or up in the mountains or down the freeway and in the middle of the traffic, and sometimes you'd win, sometimes you'd lose. There was no personal rivalries. It was just people were very, very proud to work for Ferrari, and they thought we were just the local farmers, and they were way better than us, and we thought the other way. We did learn a lot. We were all very, very young. Probably had about 1/10 of the experience that we should have had, and we grew up fairly quickly. Very, very enjoyable years, very, very enjoyable time working there, and I think we all learned a lot. All of the top staff from there, Dallara, Stanzani, the designers, they all went on to better things.